with Brandun Deshay, representing the west side of Chicago. That's Merrimack, Narragansett, North Avenue, Austin. Everybody over there know where we at.
Even signed the lease, so my mind is cool.
Kennedy first. That led me into working with Currency, led me into working with Sir Michael Rocks, led me into working with Danny Brown, led me into working with SZA, Chance the Rapper, Joey Badass, Mac Miller, The Underachievers, Kitty Pride, everybody named Mama. Probably niggas I forgot, I ain't mentioned, but yeah, a lot of people though.
The NY City learned me a new song.
They both came at the same time. It was like a dual wielding sword form since the beginning. I always was doing both. But I guess you could say raps a little bit because raps made me want to make beats. It was like I wanted hot beats to rap on, so I started making beats because of the raps. But it was like the same time though.
Miss me, just listen to the song.
This is like 18. This is when I graduated school, pretty much like down that last semester into the summertime. I want to say everything started. I wasn't doing no music. I wasn't no piano player, nothing like that. I just picked up everything at the same time. I got tired of video games and then picked up music.
Rich shit, being honest, and I promise. By the end, you gon' say I killed this like I'm Scott.
Well, the video games is what led me into, I guess, finding my own style. It started out with me sampling a lot of stuff from Yuzo Koshiro back, Streets of Rage 2 days, and then messing around with a lot of the Japanese pop artists I like at the time, like back then, Ari Mitsuki or Ayumi Hamasaki, and Nana Mizuki, also like a whole bunch of people, whatever. I got into sampling them because that's what I was listening to, and then I guess I developed my own style from there, and then people kind of caught on to it. So yeah, shout out to the anime and the Japanese culture in general.
Cause I ain't know how to act.
Right now, currently, I don't even have a fucking system technically. I don't invite my friend because he's interviews, but Alright, well, technically, I'm not playing no games right now, just simply because I don't have no system here in Brooklyn. At my current setup, really all I do is watch mad anime, whatever. Basically, I told myself I don't want a system, I don't want no TV, I don't want like a lot of shit that I would have usually because I don't want to be comfortable here in this current situation. I like to be a little bit uncomfortable and forcing myself to get out and do stuff and all that too. So I don't really play too many games right now though. But when I go back home playing Call of Duty though, that's what I do.
We can't move forward into
Call of Duty, Black Ops 2, yeah, Black Ops and Black Ops 2. I don't really mess with the modern warfares and the advanced warfares. That's never been my wave.
the past was brought up. We would say the rudest things.
Just cause I don't have to have a car out here. I was supposed to go to LA originally, but then I lost my license like the week before I was supposed to move. I was like, oh, I already bought my ticket and everything to LA, so I had to get transferred over, pay that young exchange fee, and that was whack. But I was like, the only place I can go besides Chicago was New York, so I came out to New York, and I ended up making it work, obviously, so it was all good.
Have you been to LA?
Yeah, I used to live out there in 010, so.
Not that I care less. I'm just honestly care less. With your heart, I sweat it all my.
Well, Chicago is a good fit for Chicago niggas because obviously it's a certain kind of mentality we got there. Like super real and super duper like, and we will humble you. Like it don't matter how big you are, we will still tell you ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? If that's how you feeling at the moment, which is cool. Where in New York, it's like a lot of like neck. You know what I'm saying? Like numbers mean a whole lot more to people out here, and it's a whole lot of that. Like, well, for Chicago, dude, I would say, I guess it's gonna be weird for you to go anywhere but Chicago because we keep it the most. Besides Oakland, Oakland's a cool fit for Chicago, dude. But in New York, for me personally, was a better fit, is because it's just more money out here. I'm the type of cat. I'm like. You know what I'm saying? I'm like Kakashi. I'm a copycat ninja. I can kind of just like learn from my surroundings. So me being in New York, I adapted real quickly. It didn't take long.
Damn, I can't murder it. A smart girl knows.
Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, like 10 minutes from where Biggie resided. So.
Alright, so I know you with my man Ford. Obviously, Ford, we up here in Harlem. So
Yeah.
how you feeling the contrast between the different kinds of New York, the Brooklyn and the Harlem?
When I first moved to New York, I thought Harlem was dope, and I thought that's where I wanted to end up. But then, I don't know, man. There's just something about the Brooklyn vibe that just felt more right. I can't explain that. Harlem has this like, Harlem feels like, how do I explain it? It feels a lot more like culture here. Even though, I mean, there's a lot of dope like art culture and all kinds of like different stuff going on in Brooklyn too, for sure. I feel like Harlem has its own direct culture. There's a lot of different Brooklyn niggas, but I feel like Harlem is very defined. You know what I'm saying? You get here, you know exactly what you get into. I feel like it's just really an evolution of swag that started back in like the Renaissance days, like the same back in the 20s and 30s when there was like, what's his name? God, what's this dude's name? This jazz player, I'm trying to think of his name.
Dizzy Gillespie.
I mean, damn it, I feel like damn it, any jazz player then passed through Harlem and left their marker, you know what I'm saying, or camp out of Harlem. I feel like, and you still feel that vibe I feel like here. Not just musically, I just feel like the whole like I feel it here, the energy. Whereas Brooklyn is a little different. I think because it just got so gentrified that like it don't feel like that no more. Brooklyn, it feels like another Manhattan, like a cheaper Manhattan.
Now you from the Puerto Rican part of the shop, right?
Yeah.
I got a lot of Puerto Ricans in your area.
Yeah, that's all I was thinking back in the days.
Alright, there you go.
Last time check you was up. Last time check you was up. Last.
I mean, it's dope for me, obviously, because that's just like, it's cool. I can, say my taste didn't have to change at all, which is dope. And there's a whole lot more of them. They look a million times better than they do in Chicago, too. Not to shade Chicago girls, but like, at least Puerto Ricans, but I seen, I ain't gonna lie, they nicer out here, though. But also cool here, they got like Dominicans, which is something they don't got in Chicago.
Oh, so that's just brand new.
That was brand new. The only Dominican I knew before I moved to New York was Sammy Sosa. So me coming here was like opened my eyes all the way up, and then now I'm loving them.
Alright,
too.
so I gotta ask the big question, man. Puerto Ricans versus Dominicans. What does Brandun Deshay prefer?
I think Dominicans prefer me, but I prefer the Puerto Ricans though. I mean, I say I didn't have my equal fair share in both though, but like it just seemed like when I always run into somebody like vibe-wise, whatever. Like if it's a Spanish shawty, she always like Puerto Rican, whatever. But if it's a shawty coming pursuing at me for some reason, I think Dominicans has got more aggressive tendencies. Maybe that's what it is. But Puerto Ricans, though, I feel like our relationships lasted the longest, though, when it came to them. Dominicans, it was straight about the flash in the pan, where with the Puerto Ricans, I ain't gonna lie, we vibed on a whole different level. It was like, it's the right vibe for me. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was enough different culture on their side and on my side, but enough similarities.
True, you know what it is, man? Puerto Ricans and black people been a culture within themselves for a long time.
Yeah, I didn't know the history. One of my exes was put me on game. I guess Puerto Rico really it was built up from like some parts of like Africans and some parts of like some Spanish colonies, whatever, put together. And that's what Puerto Ricans is. So that was kind of crazy to see, and it makes sense obviously because like there's like just certain things is just like similar that I don't think you can shake. You know what I'm saying? I think it only comes from genetics or something. I don't know.
Pants should be plenty rich, nigga. This is it.
Golden Child's album dropped in early 2015, so that's the wave. And
how many tracks you got on there?
Probably about 12 or 13. It's gonna be a free project, so I feel like that's all they really need. You know what I'm saying? For you to get reintroduced to me, what I'm doing right now, what I'm about to be doing the next 12 songs, get it in, get it out.
Where can the fans get it at?
They'll be able to get it from BrandunDeshay.com. Everything's on BrandunDeshay.com. SoundCloud links there, YouTube's there, music videos.
Alright, somebody want to holler at you for some beats. Same thing, BrandunDeshay.com.
Same thing. Yeah, got a beat logo there. I mean, beat like link there. So anything you could possibly need with Brandun Deshay, contact all that. Well, if you trying, you know what I'm saying, if you want to take your music career seriously, I'm the one you need to holler at on the production tip, obviously. Just because I worked with some of everybody, and I gotta tell everybody, man, you can get an ill beat from, you know what I'm saying, from Joe Schmo next door. It ain't hard to do, but you can't just get a certain brand. You know what I'm saying? I bring a certain brand to my beats. No pun intended. Brand. I bring a certain brand to Brandun Deshay beats. And that's also, you know what I'm saying? And it gets you where you, basically my beats have been featured on hella blogs, you know what I'm saying? It's been in the hands of a lot of different people. It's a name that rings bells in certain places. And not to say that, no cockiness, but I say that to say that, like I said, take yourself seriously. It's a way to open the door. It's like buying the key, you know what I'm saying? You might not be able to get that post on Two Dope Boys before, but hey, I gotta be produced by Brandun Deshay. Okay, now we interested in hearing it. It's simple as why Mobs be buying hella Kanye beats and they buy hella DJ Mustard beats. It's a brand that comes with it. You're not paying for the beat itself. You're paying for the brand when it comes with it. So that's why you need to holler at me if you're serious about your career on the beat tip. I also do hair on the side. So, you know what I'm saying? I got barrettes on deck. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to me. Got the hair grease. I'm not going to charge you for none of that. Just come through the crib, get your nice ponytail did. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to send you on your way for the low. Currently, Akame Got Killed is a wavy anime. I need to check that out. It's an ill like action one, and it's wavy because it's the kind of anime where anybody can get it. It's not like how someone be like the main antagonist somehow. The main protagonist always somehow just get away with shit. Like just be luckily right time, right. No, anybody can get it. Your favorite character might die tomorrow. That's how it works on anime. That's why I love it. It's totally unpredictable and just totally wavy. But all-time favorite gotta be School Days because it's just the anime that made me fall in love with anime. It's hella weird, hella different. It's got a combination of like romance and comedy and thriller and the wild twist ending. It's just like a dope ass ride, and how it changes. It's weird. It's crazy. It's amazing. It's my favorite all time.
Flock of me, and like vultures, you don't want to flock of me. And my culture, fuck it up with knowledge.
Yeah, that's my brother Lucid. Obviously, he was like That's my bro, straight up and down. I had a cousin back in Chicago, like, I mean, I still got him, whatever, technically, but, you know what I'm saying, this is back when I was in the shop. We used to hang out every day, and, like, we used to do everything. We had sleepovers as kids, all that, play video games, talk to girls, everything. Like, that's how, like, he's like the cousin, my, like, replacement cousin, I guess, when I came here. I felt the same vibes, we were the same, like, this is my dude. I love him to death, man. We talk about everything. He helped me out with, like, a million things. Brandun Deshay wouldn't be possible the way it is. Matter of fact, this right here, 777, is like the name of our, like, coalition, you could call it, whatever, our little collective. It's me, it's Hugh, it's my boy Carlisle, and it's rest in peace to my bro Daniel Brissett, who designed the logo to 777. It's all of us, and yeah, we all came together through Hugh in the website, you know what I'm saying, creation world, and just amazing advice he had to offer. Ford came also through Hugh, which is also Raw, you know what I'm saying, Lucid Up Below. He introduced us like, yo, if you ever need an engineer, I got a dope engineer from you. I'm like, alright, it's I moved to New York. I'm like, alright. And let me see, because I used to try to do my own engineering on my own, and I was like, it was alright, but it wasn't really like, I want to take myself more seriously. So I'm like, let me give Ford a shot. So we went up there one day with my boy Spencer, and we checked him out at a spot, and I was like, and dude works hella fast. That's like the most important thing. Engineer works quickly and efficiently, and his vibes is ill. We the same thing. It was like I met him. It was like another like family member. Like we could talk about anything. It was just I love people that I can vibe with, man. So Ford is the kind of dude, like I said, like not just talented, and that's one thing, but it also is a good spirit. And you need people like that in your life. Kind of people you want to have forever and ever and ever.
A little car now, I polish the hood right. Grateful for what I get. And I hate.
Ken Rebel, that's my brother to death. Faust. Also, he just started creating music, but I think he really got some ill potential. You might hear more Faust. Man, who else be messing with music? I mean, it's like a whole lot. I almost don't even want to add, you know, name a whole bunch of people just because I'll start naming like 10, and then I name 15, I name 20. I'm gonna say them too just because those are like my best friends also. So like musically, I mess with them, but they're also like my best friends. My personal language.
I had a dream that I was famous. Woke up no longer nameless. Me.
777, besides the collective, obviously, really it was a mindset that I came across right before I moved to New York. I've been reading a lot of books about Zen. My ex-manager put me on to whatever. And so my favorite number has always been 7. Just I always felt like, it's weird, it sounds 7's always had a personality with me. It's been a whole, every number does in my mind, like every number has a personality, but 7 was the one that spoke to me the most. It was the most similar to me. So when I started reading the Zen books, I just thought the 7 and the Zen just rhymed, it made sense. And a lot of ideas from Zen I took into my own personal life. It's almost like how 50 did the book the 50th Law, whatever, where he kind of read 40 Laws of Power and then made it work for his life. It's almost like that. I took Zen and it kind of made it fit for me, 777, which is just embracing the moment, not fighting against change, not fighting against the things you can't control, but just doing the best with what you have, and you know what I'm saying, thinking optimistically about it, knowing you can always come out top. No matter what it is, there's got to be some good in it, man. Because life, I feel like, is eternally beautiful and eternally good for the most part. And it's just a matter of can you find it now. What they say is like 10%. What happens to you, 90% of how you react to it. So 777 tells you to react in a positive way and to flip all the negatives and turn them into positive, and just turn the neutrals into something great, into a game.
Alright, so it's more than a collective, it's a philosophy.
Yeah, it really is. I don't push it on no one, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is for me. It could be, I mean, whatever it is to somebody else, how they relate to it is whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to make it seem like I'm some like third eye nigga, because I don't really fucking with that shit, but I'm just saying for me personally, that's what it meant. And I think every person I came across was a result of that. Me meeting Hugh, me meeting you, me meeting anybody was a result of 777, me going with the flow, how I ended up in New York, how I ended up making the music I made and making the connections I made, and just being as happy as I am today. I think about it like this, man. I was happy when I was 12 years old, and that had nothing to do with me winning a Grammy or me wanting to fuck Kim Kardashian or any of that shit. None of that mattered. I was happy as shit. So that just tells me that happiness is something on a way simpler level than that. You know what I'm saying? It's about being grateful for what you have, and you know what I'm saying, and seeing the positive in that. That's what 777 is. I'm always grateful, so I'm always happy as long as I'm aware of that.
All right, now before earlier we were talking about holidays. You got an interesting point of view about that. You said you spent Thanksgiving making beats.
Yeah, I spent every holiday making beats, damn near, except for Halloween. I spent Halloween. I made one beat on Halloween. I slacked up a little bit, and then my girl came over, and then we like watched Donnie Darko. But other than that, I was like, shout out to Donnie Darko. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, yeah, I really don't care for holidays. I'm not crazy about. I don't celebrate birthdays. I don't do like Christmas and like Thanksgiving and Black Friday and fucking, Boxing Day. None of that like matters to me. I don't know. Every day is a day to me. It sounds wild. I'm appreciative every day. Every day is a fucking holiday to me. You know what I'm saying? What Kanye say? I don't need Black History Month. Every day is Black History Day for me. So I think I forgot how he worded it, but that's how I feel like. It's just like every day is awesome. It's no different to me. It's no different. I can have more fun on a Tuesday than I do on any other day this year. You know
Alright, so let's end it off on these two important ones right here, man. Fave MC all time, fave producer all time.
Favorite is personal favorite. I know the best. To me, I think the best is Eminem. I think he's like this like style, fucking like, overall ability wise, he's the best. Not my favorite though. I ain't gonna. My favorite probably just myself, because honestly, I sit on a crib and I just bump my album back to back to back. I can't tell you how many times I heard Golden Child before anybody else, obviously. You know what I'm saying? All the different versions of it, 777 album, volume, all the volumes. I go back to my volume 2. I study myself. Whenever I want to make a new project, I go back and I look at my old shit and I break it down like song by song. And I say, damn, I was so much colder at this back then. I gotta bring this back now, or I can improve on this. So like, I'm my favorite. I'm the most interesting person that I've ever met. And but I think style-wise, like ability-wise, I think Eminem got it though. I give it to him. He got it.
Alright,
Producer, I think my favorite would be like Pharrell, or yeah. I think Timbaland's the best, but I think Pharrell's my favorite though, because he is the one who really made me like, I don't know, man. I just felt different when I heard his music. It inspired me to like want to make music that felt differently. Like I always been, like I always had my own mind, but like when I entered his world, it was like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Now I'm finna take it over here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what Pharrell probably felt like when he heard Stevie Wonder, and then it's like me carrying tradition. I heard Pharrell, now I'm wanting to do something. Somebody will hear me one day and they're gonna want to take us to another level too. Boop. So shout out to Blue L, shout out to NY, great people, positive vibes, man. New York City, get it.
Last time I checked, it was up. Last time I checked, it was up.